Chapter 4 Learn to program with Scratch. Central idea. What is Scratch? Scratch anatomy. Built-in image editor of Scratch. Foundations of programming and specific programming concepts. Renaming the sprite, adding backdrop, making the sprite move using go to and glide blocks. What is Scratch? Scratch is a free programming environment that runs in the web browser as well as in the computer. It was designed by the MIT Media Lab's lifelong kindergarten group. Scratch users called Scratchers can create programs by snapping together code blocks in the Scratch editor. Although Scratch was designed for 8 to 16-year-olds, Scratchers consist of people of all ages. The software makes it easy for anyone to start developing their programming and problem-solving skills. Scratch anatomy. Menu bar, program name, green flag and red stop sign, tabs, stage, sprite pane, script area, blocks area. The built-in image editor. One of the core features of Scratch is its built-in image editor, which allows us to draw our own backgrounds and sprites. Scratch 2.0 helps to draw vector graphics, which allows you to create images that are smooth and scalable to any size. The Paint editor allows you to perform the following tasks: create shapes and text, import and edit images in popular formats, apply color, resize and change the orientation of any image. To create a new costume for a sprite, perform the following steps. Step 1. Click the Costumes tab. Step 2. Click the Paint New Sprite button. The main parts of the Paint editor are: the drawing tools can be selected using the buttons on the left side. The canvas helps to draw images. The costume center indicates the center of the costume with the crosshairs symbol. The line width slider sets the width of the drawing tools. The color selector changes the color of the drawing tools. The zoom button is used for zooming into or out of the canvas. The undo and redo buttons helps to correct mistakes. The Paint editor looks as follows: undo and redo buttons, canvas, brush tool, line tool, rectangle tool, ellipse tool, text tool, fill with color tool, eraser tool, select tool, remove background tool, select and duplicate tool, costume center, zoom button, line width slider, color selector, eyedropper tool. Specific programming concept. Sequence. To create a program in Scratch, you need to think systematically about the order of steps. Iteration, looping, forever and repeat can be used for iteration, repeating a series of instructions. Conditional statements. If and if else, check for a condition. Variables. The variable blocks allows you to create variables and use them in a program. The variables can store numbers or strings. Scratch supports both global and object-specific variables. List arrays. The list blocks allow for storing and accessing a list of numbers and strings. This kind of data structure can be considered as dynamic array. Event handling. When key pressed and when sprite clicked are examples of event handling, responding to events triggered by the user or another part of the program. Thread. Parallel execution. Launching two stacks at the same time creates two independent threads that execute in parallel. Coordination and synchronization. Broadcast and when I receive can coordinate the actions of multiple sprites. Using broadcast and wait allows synchronization. For example, Sprite 1 sends the message winner when this condition is met. This script in Sprite 2 is triggered when the message is received. Random numbers. The pick random block selects random integers within a given range. Boolean logic. And, or, not are examples of Boolean logic. Dynamic interaction. Mouse underscore x, mouse underscore y, and loudness can be used as dynamic input for real-time interaction. User interface design. You can design interactive user interface in Scratch. For example, using clickable sprites to create buttons. Renaming the sprite. Step 1. Click on the eye. Step 2. Type the name Scratchy in the text box. See the name of the Sprite 1 has changed to Scratchy. Adding the backdrop. Step 1. Click on the Choose Backdrop from Library. Step 2. Select the XY grid backdrop. Step 3. Click OK. New backdrop is added on the stage. Saving the project. Remember to save the file so that you can play with it later. Step 1. Click File menu. Step 2. Select Save As. Step 3. Type the name of the project. Step 4. Click Save.